4 behind when she came out of the penalty loop. Kuzmina, Makarainen, Henkel all missing, Mike, and that really plays into the hands of Miriam Gusner, who's out front.
It really does, and if Gusner can keep this together, she's keeping the pace strong, she can handle it, she's beginning to break the field with that incredible attack she's put in up the last hill. And Polka, I'm so impressed, is able to stay with her at this moment. But can Gusner hold on to the shooting form a second time, then a third, then a fourth time?
Here's the last little bit of climb before they descend back down to the stadium, which you can see in the background, some 120 metres below the athletes at the moment. They get a long rest. It's more like an interval session, this, isn't it, Mike? You get 4-5 minutes work to the tie point, and then you turn round. The only factor is that on the downhills, you've got to be pretty sharp. You've got to stay focused because they're technical and tough. Surprised to see the Czech, which one of the two is that? I think that's Sokolova taking a drink at this stage.
And I'll tell you what, it's hard to take a drink at that part of the course because you've just reached the very high point. You're wheezing and breathing, gasping for air.
The best point might be as you come into the stadium area over the little footbridge, because most of them are just taking it very easy from there.
And look at this recovery as well. This is the only real recovery part of this course profile. Gusner is just relentless. She's keeping this tough, very tough at the front.
Yeah, we'll see whether Palka and Simirenko pay a price.
Tora Berger, Patrick, she left the range 22 behind. Oh, in fact, she's only lost a further half a second to Gusner's time.
Well, she's now a full penalty loop behind, which I guess makes sense, having incurred one 150-metre penalty on that first shoot. Tora Berger, of course, the defending champion from Ruhpolding last year. She hit 19 out of 20 on that occasion. She has also won both of the mass starts here this season. One in Pachuca, where she hit 18 out of 20, and then she won in Ruhpolding, hitting 19 out of 20. And the misses, there's no sort of pattern there. Sometimes it's the first, sometimes it's the last. So if you're a Berger fan and you want to see her take her 5th gold today and break all records, then I wouldn't panic too much at the moment, but if she misses again on the second prone, then she could be in trouble.
Pigrushna getting the information from her coach as to where the fall of the shots were. He cannot shout that to her because you can't hear when you're racing up there. There's such noise to the left and right on the track.
Nice to see the French in contention. That's Marie Durand-Hebert, the #1 French woman on the tour. Her results have got better and better as these championships have gone on. 18 to 16, 9th in the individual. Can she get up into the top 5 today? The two leaders side by side, and suddenly there's a crescendo of sound in the stadium here. And well, those, no need to tell you where they're from. Just behind them, the Norwegians, and they were here first, so they got choice of stand, and they are right in front of the range, and they'll be able to see every shot that goes down. There's also a huge screen, in fact 2 huge screens on either side of the range that all the athletes can see when they come in, and of course all the spectators are glued to it as the shooting goes on.
So impressed that Vitkova's up there and not suffering, or it appears as if she's not suffering with the pace.
Gusner taking a long time on that last 400 metres, Mike. The chasing pack have closed, but I think there's a tactic there to try and get herself under control before this crucial shoot. If she can get 30 seconds clear of everyone, maybe she'll turn it around. No medals to her name so far from these championships. A woman who's won 3 World Cup races this year already. And many thought she was going to challenge Berger for the overall title.
There's no wind influence at all. Most of the flags just hanging straight down.
4 out of 4 for Palka, the same for Simirenko, and down they go. One goes wide for Vita Simirenko, and Gusner misses number 5. That could be crucial. So Palka is on her own, being chased this time by Pigrushna, and Durand-Hebert 5 out of 5. So Kalova's had a meltdown. Tora Berger, 1 target remaining, and it goes down. Henkel's clear as well, so those two stay together, who got gold and silver in the individual. Makarainen misses for the 2nd time, and Kuzmina may well have put her out of contention with 2 misses on the 2nd, following up that 1 miss on the first shoot.
The pace, Patrick, I think it's the pace that's hurting those big names. We don't often see so many shots missed when the shooting conditions are perfect, but it's the attack out on the track that really is knocking them back.
So Tora Berger keeps her hopes alive. Let's have a look at Gustner. I think it was shot number 5 that missed. That's the first 3. Number 4 getting further left, and number 5 each time just half a centimetre further left.
Well, her sights, you could say, from the earlier wind that was from the left, are adjusted slightly left, but that was a definite snatch, an error for Gustner, and it's cost her a lot. 22 seconds.
Palka, Pigdrushna, Durant-Abert, the 3 leaders, but the faster skiers are just 15 seconds. 2. We get to the top. Well, here is a familiar figure in Nove Mesto. It is Daria Domracheva, who was the hot favourite to be the number 1 at the end of the 2013 season. That will not happen, but she is the number 1 at the moment in the women's mass start. Great to see her out there. She's had real trouble with the rifle, all sorts of emotional things going on in the Belarus team, and they've not had much to cheer about. But at last, they can hold their heads high, because at the halfway stage, they have the lead in this women's mass start. Palka of Poland still there, looking for her second medal, and Honish, her teammate, just a few seconds behind. Durant-Abert, Mike, does she fall into the same category as Brunet? Great shot, just not quick enough to win.
You know, well, normally yes, but today, and we saw her on the zeroing part of the, well, prior to the competition, getting a real talking to, a very in-depth talking to about Jean-Paul Giacchino was just talking through the race with her, and she certainly has. Durant-Abert lifted her performance massively on her skis today, and still shooting the beautiful 100% hit rate so far. So Durant has gone 0-0, so has Honic, also Pigdrushna and Palka. They're the only 4 who've hit the 100%. It's unusual when the conditions are so good today.
Fastest with the rifle, Andrea Henkel and Flatland of Norway, 27 seconds in that prone. Not the quickest. Often we'll certainly see faster this afternoon in the men's, and I think things might heat up a little bit when they come in for this 3rd shoot, the first in the standing position. Domracheva, she's been skiing well throughout, to be honest, Mike. It's been the shooting that's let her down, so no surprise to see her stretching her lead over Palka.
What's amazing me with Domracheva, she left the shooting range for the 2nd time, 11 seconds behind. She's pulled all that time back, and now she's got a big lead. So she's destroying the field on the skiing part.
I think we can assume that they've got good skis as well.
They have to be very, very good today to try to create those margins that Domracheva is doing.
She looks relaxed as well. Daria Domracheva, 43rd in the sprint. She managed to pull up to 25th in the pursuit, but that wasn't anything to celebrate. And then a miserable 33rd in the individual, but she seems to be getting it together. But the standing shoot, if we have a look at her scores over the last week, in particular in the individual, she missed 4 on the first prone, so it wasn't necessarily the standing. She's got just about 75% hit rate in the standing position.
You know, that's so far down on last year. Last year at this time she was on an 85% hit rate, and that really is why her performances, what was it, 6 victories she had overall last year, and this year it's been a little scant. I think only 1 victory, but she really does look like she's back today. Look how far she has destroyed the rest. There's a Palka struggling, some 10 seconds behind.
Yeah, the chasing group is closing up, and they're now roughly 13 seconds behind. We'll see if they've lost anything on this climb. They might well have done. No, Gustner still 13. Tora Berger has gone from 16 to 14, so she's still travelling well. And remember, Berger is the one woman that can produce a negative split on the 5th and final lap, unless, of course, all this racing is finally getting into her legs and she's going to suffer.
When you think about it, this is the 6th race today in an 11-day period. It's quite relentless, especially on these tracks, which the athletes are saying are so draining.
On goes the camera for Klaus Siebert. He wants evidence of this, and I guess, Mike, that's nothing to do with the athlete watching it later. He wants to make sure that if a target misses, it was actually missed. So that's for proof, so he can take it to the jury if one of these targets doesn't go down.
That's interesting. We haven't seen that before. Or
maybe they're going to start making telescopes with cameras already inserted. That would make it a lot easier. I can't believe that little camera's powerful enough to be able to see the fall of shot, but maybe it is.
Unless he's just wanting her drills on the range to look at how she could be faster, but normally at the World Championships, everything should be in place. Technically.
Belarus, perhaps their best chance of getting on the podium at these championships. That would equal the record number of nations if they did so. 27,000 people watching Daria Domracheva. Nice start. This is the key one. Excellent shooting, absolutely superb shooting, and Siebert can celebrate now. Henkel has a miss. Hornish, in fact, Berger misses one, so that's at least 150 metres given away. Bear has missed. What about Miriam Gusner? Mike Gusner has gone 5 with 5, so it could well be Gusner versus Domracheva on the last shoot, because there will be a margin of some 24-25 seconds, and this is just the situation that many have asked for. It's great to see the legend being made of Tora Berger, but it's nice to see others challenging as well. And no surprise that the two fastest women on the tour are 1 and 2.
Incredible, absolutely. That was an amazing performance from Domracheva. 1-0-0. Tora Berger, was she pushing too hard coming in? I think that was the case for Dorana Bear. She missed 2. Normally she gets them on the stand. She's a 90% hit rate normally.
37 seconds the margin between Tora Berger and the lead. If she can gain 20, she could get herself onto the podium for the 6th time. Martin Fourcade, of course, will be going for his 6th medal this afternoon in the men's mass start. Great shot, number 4. Oh, excellent, number 5, spot in the middle. She's on form. How do you turn your form around in the space of 48 hours?
I was just wondering, that video camera on the scope, maybe Klaus Siebert is trying some mind games with her, saying, right, we are watching you, don't make technical errors. There's something going on to turn that psychology so much.
Palka still clear. Well, this is turning into an absolute epic of a race, with Daria Domracheva so far holding strong, having missed 1 target on the first shoot. She's gone clean on 2 and 3. Miriam Gusner also just missing 1 target out of the 15 so far, and Palka of Poland still clear and holding on to 3rd place. She's actually got quite a good margin, something like 16 seconds between Palka and Shimerenko when we last saw her. Here comes Miriam Gusner. Is she closing? She was 14 seconds behind. Domracheva during the commercial break with her hands on her knees on the downhill, mouth wide open, trying to fill those lungs with air and just get some oxygen into the muscles.
Only 2 athletes, Patrick, have hit the perfect 15 out of 15. One of them is Polka. There she is in 3rd place.
And the other one?
And the youngest athlete in the field, Zhang, for China. She's hit 15.
She's hardly missed a target all day. What a superb performance from her. And if she can pick the ski speed up by some 4-5%, she's going to be a real danger in years to come. Tora Berger goes 1 place closer to the podium, 42 seconds behind, having been 37. I think she's running out of gas. Palka is in danger, though, because Palka is only some 14 seconds clear of the Norwegian as they come to the top of the big climb for the penultimate time. They have to save something for that final lap. If Domracheva can hit 5 out of 5, Mike, she has a 15.9 second margin over Gusner at the moment. That sounds quite healthy.
It's very, very healthy, and maybe the good news for Domracheva is Tora Berger for the first time is tiring on the track in relation to Domracheva's ski time. There's Tora Berger now coming into sight.
Well, she's sandwiched between 2 poles at the moment, with, of course, Palka in front of her. Hornish just drawing alongside.
But you know the strength of Tora Berger, she's only 37, in fact 42 seconds off the pace. Anything is possible on this last shoot when the pressure builds to its highest point in the athlete's mind, physically, mentally.
Well, there's no doubt that both Domracheva and Gusner will have finished their shoot before Tora Berger comes in. That unless Domracheva decides, OK, my best chance is to take the last 500 metres very, very calmly and get the body, get the heart, get the lungs under control before the final shoot. I'm not sure she'll take that risk, Mike, because with Gusner behind her, she must be thinking, well, I can outshoot Miriam Gusner 9 times out of 10. So I think she might take the chance of pushing it a bit harder.
Well, here she is. As you said earlier, she really looked like she was suffering, hands on her knees on the downhill section. Tora Berger